And their head coach is the original, Coach Carter, Ken Carter. Right now they're in 8th place. They're on the outside looking into the playoff picture. And they need a win. They need 2 wins tonight to get in good position to try to make the playoffs. Here's their leading scorer, Kalen Tippins-Hill. He finds Dean and immediately denied by Gage Smith, who is the best stopper in SlamBall.
Gage Smith, I have nicknamed him AI, not Allen Iverson, artificial intelligence, because he keeps evolving.
What can't he do at this point? Week 4, we've seen him do a little of everything, and it's a Dak attack. Darius Clark with their first dunk of the game, 3 points to the Mob.
You know, the Mob wants to do those one-tramp hits every single time, and they start off with a bang already.
There's Gage Smith, another stop. Once the player puts the ball on the floor, you can hit them, but you gotta let them go once they've entered into the scoring zone. Here's Darius Clark, one-on-one with the stopper, and Tippins-Hill wins that battle. Coming the other way, it's the Rumble, and he's stood up by Deontay Bird.
And that's a hard hit. Deontay Bird's dad, George Bird, was an original SlamBall player, so he comes from good stock.
And the Mob force a 20-second shot clock violation. All right, let's welcome in James Lavert. James, we saw you on the piece. You knew how to play SlamBall. You trained with these guys. What is it like seeing it come back here in Vegas?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, it's such an incredible sport. It was the most fun I've ever had playing sports. To be so aerial and you know, to have time slow down like that. It's wonderful to see how the game's evolved since I played it 15 years ago. There's like these little things that have made the game like more dynamic, I think, and just more explosive. And it's just awesome to see this new generation embrace the game.
And what's so cool is that head coach for the Mob, Brendan Kirsch, he was the dude who taught you how to play.
He did. He taught me all the fundamentals. First and foremost, how to not be scared on the trampoline, going up for dunks and whatnot. And yeah, I definitely had an education from the best.
A 20-second shot clock violation against the Mob. We don't take it out of bounds. You quickly go the other way. Tippins-Hill stood up there by Gage Smith.
Gage was late to jump, and he got that stop.
Crossover as Horton gets into the scoring zone. And we're going to have our first face-off as Deontay Bird of the Mob was fouled going into the tramp zone. So in SlamBall, when the players are fouled, we don't shoot free throws. You go one-on-one against the guy who fouled you. James, did you ever get the chance to do a face-off?
I did not. Yeah, we played a very low contact version of the game, and we would scrimmage, which was great because I get to, but it also meant I didn't, understand the physicality of the sport as fully as I kind of wanted to. I think it's my day. It's been an incredible day to be here, to see all this excitement and be back out there every day.
The Mob here early on with a 5-0 lead, flying through Darius Clark and his attempt off the rim. What was the key to getting over that fear? Because I was actually on the tramps earlier on a few weeks ago, and I couldn't even get up that high because I'm like, whoa, I feel like I'm going to wipe out.
Oh, totally. And it felt that way for me the first couple times today as well. But then I remembered the 2 things, learn how to bail out and, trust.
Lights of you. I'm like, man, I need James on my team tomorrow when we play. I need you. We got to make, second seed playoff.
Well, it's a credit to him. I was a basketball player, but I was not a SlamBall player, and he taught me the fundamentals before I started going and doing crazy things like, dunking and scrimmaging and learning the game more thoroughly. It was really about just step by step. Here's the footwork. Here's how to fall. And here's all of these fundamentals that were so key to a complete game.
Cam Hollins flying through, throws it down with the left. The Mob with a good start, an 8-0 lead here in this first quarter. We play 5-minute running clock quarters here in SlamBall. As Gage Smith hanging on the rim, that's a violation. You can't hang on the rim, so 2 points automatically awarded to the Rumble. All right, so Mason Gordon was just sitting in your seat. He said he would like to see you still out there. He thinks he can just give you a jersey and you can suit up right now.
Buzzsaw jersey, buzzsaw.
I just turned 38 years old, so I think my body would have other things to say about that. But it is tempting. It is tempting.
Under a minute to play in this first quarter. Low-scoring game, but the Mob with an early 9-point lead. Corey Copeland.
It's always tough when the Rumble come in. They're 1-7, trying to find some motivation to get a victory is hard for any type of team. But when you're playing a team like the Mob, you want to knock them off. And the Rumble are trying to do whatever they can to do that.
Horton with the facial on Dean. 10 seconds to play here in this first quarter as the Rumble trying to figure something out to get another bucket here before time expires in this first quarter. Fields bouncing down, throws it to himself, and he's denied. What a start for the Mob. The only undefeated team left in SlamBall.
Fast. There's something about it that just sticks in the mind. In that, yeah, it never really goes away.
That is awesome. Here with Hernando Planels Jr. as a dunk there by Cameron Hollins, James Lafferty, and John Trippin. The Mob trying to run away with things here as we start the second quarter.
And what you're seeing, the Mob runs a primary break, and they know the options with it, and that was just one of their options, to go back and forth from scoring a top tramp and then get a finish. Great X's and O's by Coach Kirsch and the Mob.
Myrick Fields will go one-on-one against Justin Holloway for the Mob. Here goes Fields off the big bounce, and Holloway took him down. Now, because he drifted away from the basket, these stoppers can only allow to go up and down. 3 points awarded to the Rumble.
Outside the box. Yeah, and you have to stay right there in that cylinder, going straight up and down, obviously to avoid injuries. And Myrick is tough to stop. He had a game winner earlier this year. He's so long and so strong.
All right, so clearly the Mob have been the fan favorites as they're undefeated. James, who's been your favorite team watching this new generation of SlamBall?
Well, I got to say, obviously I got to go with the Mob. My history with Brendan Kirsch, knowing that he is such a strategist and such a brilliant sports mind, but SlamBall mind specifically, it's been amazing to see what his system has done with such
bringing his team over. That's because we have a face-off. Justin Holloway will go one-on-one against Richard Washington. There goes Holloway, lost the handle. So the face-off is unsuccessful.
We would always give up a lot. We would talk a lot of Coach Kirsch because he has the biggest board of SlamBall, the biggest, and he carries it around. And I'm waiting for him to really just break it during a halftime speech.
They haven't really been close. I don't know that he's had the need to show that out yet.
Let him go.
Here comes Hollins cutting from the wing and lays it in off the glass. As he didn't put his hand on the rim, that's only a 2 and not a 3. Williams, he's cutting, he's calling for it. The shot went up, rebound to the Mob. Hernando, what makes the Mob so good, undefeated here in SlamBall?
Well, they're super disciplined. If you watch how they run their offense, they really send one cutter through, and then they're looking for that one tramp lob from the side or the top. That's really hard because that initial cutter, which is a decoy, at times makes it really tough for a stopper to say, hey, who am I going to stop? This guy or the guy coming out top?
2 Rumble players on the island. That's a turnover, so the ball goes back over to the Mob. Throwing it up. Oh, Simpson just missed the handle. People watching at home, James, probably see this and think, oh my God, that looks easy. I could do it. How do you explain to people that it's not as easy as it looks?
The thing that was the most challenging for me was how difficult it is to make adjustments in the air. I think we're used to in playing sports, football, basketball, even hockey, you can make a quick adjustment because you are grounded. But once you are on those trampolines and once you're in the air, there's very little you can do to make adjustments once you've committed to a move. And that makes the game all about anticipation and instinct and intuition, and those things you can't teach.
You had a basketball background heading into it. How much did that help you coming onto the SlamBall court?
Not much, to be honest. If I could jump higher, without trampolines, then it might have, equated to more of an understanding around the rim. But I could never get that high anyway. So that was a completely new sort of just dimension to the game for me, being up there by the rim.
And being up in the air, it's tough. We're not trained that way growing up, right? We're scared of falling, and now we're asking our guys to go up 10, 15, 20 feet in the air, and they're doing it. And you see the evolution. Look at this.
Oh, my! Darius Clark.
With the celebration. Nice.
Okay, so Hernando, what does make the best SlamBall player? Is it a basketball player? Is it a football player? Is it maybe somebody coming from the hockey world?
Well, I think you're going to see they're guys who have played different sports. And, you know, in Gage, right? Gage didn't play high-level college basketball. He had to grind it out at NAI, which I've coached at before, and now he finds a sport he can do everything and anything. And that is so great. Plus, he's curious on being great. That's a main part in order to be a top player in any sport, or any industry for that matter.
The Rumble trying to come back here in the second quarter. The shot from the outside off the mark by Washington. Smith tracks it down. The outlet is to Horton. On the island, there's the cutter Simpson, but he missed the lay-in.
1 minute.
Now, the other thing that makes the mob so good, and Coach Kirsch has said it many times, you know, they're going to keep coming at you, and you have to. You can't lay off. You got to score, and work on your stuff if you want to win the championship.
Bounce down, Horton into the bottom zone. Now we'll reset off the back wall. Flying through, what a block by Tyrick Fields.
Yeah, he does a great job. Plus, he's so long with everything else. I think when you're watching Gage Smith, I want you to watch because he times everybody's bounce, but what he does when he's laid into the tramp, actually the offensive player popcorns him to jump even higher, which allows him to cover more space and get more blocks.
Final seconds here in this first half. And illegal contact called against the Rumble. To move to 15-0 with this win here tonight. Cutting is Gage Smith. Oh, he just missed it. 3 seconds to play. The Rumble had a chance to get more points here before this half ends. And Washington doesn't get the shot off.
Yeah, good old AI, artificial intelligence, making it known that he's around.
So the Mob get the opening throwdown to start this third quarter. Cuts coming from every direction. Throwing it off the rim to himself is Cam Horton.
Yeah, and when they're in the tramp zone, scoring zone, and they're moving back and forth, though, as a defender, you just got to stand and watch and say, I hope you missed the play.
Let him go, let him go.
Tyrick Field settles on the island, and Gage Smith just takes it away mid-air. So we do have a live betting line. The Mob tonight are favored by 22.5. That is the largest line Circa Resort Casino has put on a game all season. And it looks like the Mob still might cover that line.
I think they're close. I think they're close. They have a good chance.
Sportsbooks can't even make the lines big enough for the Mob. That's how good they've been this season.
I believe it. Having played them 3 times already, I totally understand.
Free pass at the rim. Cam Horton throws it down. So, James, we were talking something that's different about when you guys played. There's a 4-point line. Guys can take that shot from beyond that arc. That's 2.5 feet deeper than an NBA 3. Would you be gunning from that distance?
You know, I think I would. Anything to not go any further towards Gage down there. I think I would be doing anything I could. But yeah, no, it's such an interesting development. And how has that changed the game?
Yeah, you know, it's been really good. The Rumble actually take the most 4-point shots of any team. And then now I think as the coaches are developing more 4-point plays to go ahead and be sort of the release at the end of shot clock.
There's a 4-pointer off the rim, and it's thrown down by Kalen Tippins-Hill.
And the Rumble do that a lot. Like, that's sort of their offensive philosophy. Long shot, weak side rebound, and finish.
That makes sense because you're going to have a lot of balls coming off that rim soft because of that padding there. So it's going to be an easy putback.
Yeah, they've done it. They just got to do it at a higher clip.
Gage Smith, another stop. He's got a double-double tonight. 11 stops to go along with 10 loose ball recoveries, but Kalen's Tippins-Hill would not be denied there.
It's almost as if he has ball tracking computer chip in there, and he's watching. He just snatches the ball out of the air.
Gage Smith is the only player in SlamBall history to record a triple-double. If they move into Gunner later in this game, he might have his second triple-double here this game now.
Yeah, he is, I know they talk about the best, but he could be the most complete player.
All right, it is face-off time. Kalen's Tippins-Hill, he was fouled. He'll go one-on-one against Darius Clark. James, who you got? Who you like here?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I think we're going to get a stop.
The stop? Okay.
Yeah,
You're going with Darius Clark.
He looks locked in.
Okay. Tippins-Hill from the wing.
Oh, wow. All right, that's why I don't set the line in Vegas.
But you know, the artistry of that right there, Dak was so high in it. He was early, was still so high, and then Kalon came in, his knees up in the air, hit that tramp, and he was high.
1,000, 2,1,000, get up, good.
Tippins Hill trying to come right back at him. They keep possession, and it's a 6-point possession for the Rumble as they find themselves down by 15. A huge collision, but a violation against Fields, and that'll set up a face-off for the Mob. Darius Clark one-on-one, and he just quick jumped him. What a blur.
Be a gunner. My handles weren't that great, and I certainly wasn't a stopper, so I think that's sort of where I landed.
You were the guy going right at the rim. Look how high Darius Clark got. Because he threw it in and didn't touch the hand on the rim, that's only a 2, not a 3. The lead's now up to 20. Thrown up inside the tramp zone. That's a 2 for the Rumble. Simpson coming the other way, and the stopper out of position. A free pass for the Mob.
Yeah, that's always hard. When you bring your stopper up, you are going to run that risk, and the Rumble wanted to do it, and they had to pay for it.
Man, Darius Clark got popped in the open court, and he's going to sub himself off the floor mid-action. Gage Smith bouncing up and down, gets the stop, and 2 Rumble players in the bottom tramp. Turnover. The line is 22.5 for the Mob. That means if you take them in Vegas, they got to win by more than 23 points. They've got a 21-point lead, and there they go, up by 24.
Now they just got to hold on to it.
Under a minute to play here in this third quarter. Fields throws it to himself because you can't bounce in the tramp twice without releasing the ball. Fight on the floor, and it's the Mob all over it. Tie up, possession goes to the defense.
You know, the physicality on a 46 to 22 point game, you are talking about 2 teams where they want to go ahead and just pound each other. They have so much pride to go ahead and go play head to head.
What a rim attack by Cam Hollins, wasting no time midair.
Right-handed dunk for a left-handed player.
Bounce down, Fields, Gage Smith still gets the stop. Loose ball, and Smith, guess who, comes away with it.
And the pinpoint pass to Cam Horton.
Here's the cutter, and a dunk by Cam Hollins. That's how the third quarter will end. It's a 30-point lead for the Mob, and we still have another quarter to play. Welcome back inside Cox Pavilion here in Las Vegas. We get set for the start of the fourth quarter. The Mob with a 30-point lead. The Rumble, they're going to have gun from downtown. Washington, he'll let a 4 fly. That one in and out.
Great offensive rebounds right there.
The 4-point shot is 2.5 feet further than an NBA 3. It is deep.
When you be shooting that when you're this tired at the end of the game as well, it's got to be so difficult to do that.
Cam Hollins. Explain that to people at home, because people probably don't understand how much energy it takes to bounce off the tramps.
Oh, it takes an extraordinary amount of energy, but it's not the kind of energy that you notice right away. It's not like in any other sport where you can feel the fatigue as it's happening. While you're on those trampolines, it's like you can't feel anything. And then as soon as you get off the trampoline, it suddenly hits you. And you're trying to catch all those breaths that you missed while you were jumping around that tramp. So it's really bizarre. I felt it again today, and I hadn't felt it for 15 years because there's nothing else that does that to you.
Well, I think the other part, too, people are, when they're watching at home, there are 3 types of basically floor that you're running and jumping on. The regular floor, the padding, and then the tramp. That's tough to do over the course of a game.
You're constantly making adjustments, mind and body, absolutely.
How much did you miss it, and how much did you enjoy being back on the tramps?
It was a dream come true. I mean, playing SlamBall, I think for the 2 months that it was that I had my experience with it when we had access to it, I played every single day for hours a day. I was dreaming in SlamBall, and so to have the opportunity to come back here today and just be on the trampolines for even 15 minutes was something that I was really grateful for. This is the only court in the world, as far as I know. It's the only court that's up right now. It's the only opportunity these players have to do this and that we have to watch it. So it's a special time.
One-on-one on the face off. Cam Holland, something special. That's a bad man.
He went behind the back. You know, you ever those videos where these kids are just dunking on the door on small hoops? I mean, this is what Cam Hollis does on a slam ball court.
Did you have a dream like that when you were dreaming in slam ball?
I think mine were just like, I would just stay in the air. You know, it's like you jump and you never come down, float around the court.
The creativity that this generation has is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, when, you know, because they played so many video games, because they had basketball rims on their door and to do all these different things, and now they can do it in real life on a tramp, oh, they are going crazy, and you're going to see just how it's getting better and better.
Oh, Kalen's tip and tail. Pulled that down from the ceiling. Under 3 minutes to play in this ball game. This one all but done. The only question is, what will be the final? It was a 22.5-point spread in favor of the Mob, and they are blowing it to pieces.
Just pinpoint cuts. They're finding, we call it tramp targeting, knowing where you're going to hit the tramp, what area, and their tramp targeting is A+ right now.
All the subs are in the game for the Mob right now. Here's Simpson. Cutting is Justin Holloway. Off the window, rolls off, rebound goes to Fields.
Still seeing good physicality from the Rumble in that. It's really awesome to see this game, you know, still be so physical with such a, you know, wide point differential.
Yeah, well, they having Coach Carter and Whitney White, who played for Coach Carter in the Rumble, two intense guys. You always know you're going to have a game with the Rumble.
No let up by the Mob. Horton finds the cutting Simpson, a 360 on his head.
You know, when you're watching, you see it, it's almost become slow motion while you're watching it, and then the explosion and the finish.
Absolutely.
I always ask guys, like, what is it like to get dunked on? And they always tell me, oh, it doesn't matter. You know in SlamBall at some point, you're going to get dunked on.
Absolutely. But the stops also mean so much more. You know, watching the face-offs in that first game, I think there was a few of them, right? Just to see those stops, get the crowd on their feet was really, really awesome. Defense is still very valuable in SlamBall.
I mean, just look at Gage Smith.
Absolutely.
He can completely change a game for the Mob. He's not in the game right now because if the Mob go on and hold on and win this game, they will have the main event coming up next. Cam Horton, I think he's trying to rip the rim down.
He does. He's playing with a vengeance. Vengeance of what? I don't know, but there's vengeance in there.
We have never seen a beatdown quite like this season in SlamBall.
No, and these are tough things because in SlamBall, the scoring goes so quickly. And as a coach, you have no idea what just happened. You could be down 5, and then you look up and you're down 30 without any timeouts, without anything whatsoever. I have to pass that challenge.
So how does the back-to-back games, like how will that affect the Mob? Have you seen that yet this season? Is it something that really takes its toll and you can actually see the difference in performance, or are these guys conditioned well enough to just make it look easy?
Fernando, you played in back-to-backs in the main event.
Yeah, they're tough, and you don't really know what's the correct rhyme or reason because we've played well and bad when we are the first game night. We've played well and bad when we have to play back-to-back right away. So it really comes down, I think, obviously conditioning, but recovery. And then, you know, there's a certain type of will. I've got to play hard for my brother, for my teammate, so that I can go ahead and get that victory.
Nice pass there from Tip and Till to throwing it down for Jayton Williams. Under a minute to play in this ball game. And the Mob, they're still calling out plays from the bench.
I think this is their version of the delay.
Deontay Bird from deep. Holloway gets the rebound.
You know, the other part, when you're up this big and you get a rebound, an LBR just like that, it continues to energize the team.
10 seconds.
Final seconds in this one. It's a 40-point lead for the Rumble.
Shoot it.
And that'll do it. Didn't even get the shot off. That is the biggest beatdown we have seen all season. The Mob demolished the Rumble by 40 points. They stay perfect on the season. They moved to 15-0, and they will advance to the main event coming up next. I mean, Hernando, what else can you say about the Mob?